The little pig woke up from a nightmare, only to find himself being sent to the slaughterhouse. This was a matter of survival. His destiny was supposed to be the same as other pigs, becoming pieces of meat on the assembly line, but he was unwilling and desperately escaped from the truck, breaking free from the physical fate of being food. However, the human town he broke into was not a paradise but another dimension slaughterhouse. The sausages in the restaurant and the statues in the square constantly reminded him that as a pig, his value had long been defined. In despair, the little pig saw a boy affectionately holding a kitten and walking out of the pet store. Suddenly, he had an epiphany. There was another way for animals to live, and that was to become someone's pet. The little pig entered the pet store, thinking he had found a loophole in the rules. He naively thought that as long as he stayed in the cage, he could wait for fate to favor him. He didn't know that he had just jumped from the cage of the food chain into the arena of the disdain chain. Soon, the little pig understood the rules of the game. People only choose pets that are similar to themselves in appearance and temperament. The so-called adoption is just a search for another self. The little pig started to imitate desperately, acting as a parrot, a goldfish, a tortoise, a rabbit, a snake, contorting himself into various shapes, doing his best to please the rules, but forgetting to be himself a pig. His attempt to erase his self-identity in exchange for a new one was doomed to be a tragedy. As dusk fell and the pet store closed, all the little pig's efforts were in vain. He broke down and cried, feebly accusing fate. Just then, a woman who astonishingly resembled the little pig came over. The little pig thought he had finally found his destination and was happily picked up by her. But then, the cruelest truth of the story was revealed. As the camera pulled back, the woman walked out from the second floor of the pet store. Carrying a plate of fresh pig heads, the little pig went around in circles and eventually returned to the slaughterhouse. His fate had never changed because so-called fate was not a path that could be chosen at all, but an inescapable identity that had long been priced.